Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas back with another review. Maroon 5, Memorial Day weekend here in Las Vegas. Going to be hard. The last couple weeks, there were really some pretty epic shows there. If you haven't listened to some of the reviews, I suggest you go back and listen to them. They were really, I had a little cluster of shows I know I'm going to remember the rest of my life. It was pretty special. But back to business, back to regular. There was a lot of shows here this weekend. Everything I'd seen a bunch of times. Nothing was like jumping out at me. I had tickets for a while to see Ringo Starr last night, and that was my plan. And then a friend I've been hanging out with, she kind of dropped it on me a couple weeks ago that she's never been to a concert in her life, which I couldn't believe. And I kept thinking about my first concert when I was a little kid and how like it impacted me. And how I see a lot of these comments when people leave and they talk about either their first shows or shows that they saw a long time ago. And I decided to skip Ringo, which is shocking for me because I'm a huge Beatles fan. I've just seen it 2-3 times. It's a great show. It's just the same show over and over again. But I wanted to share the magic. I'm such a big fan of live music. I don't do this channel to make money or anything like that. I do it because I love live music, and I know people who listen to this love live music, and it's if I can build a little community where we can share comments and thoughts and whatever and just share our live concert experiences, and that's cool. So the thought of being able to take someone to experience something live for the first time, music, hopefully set them on their live music journey was just too much to resist. So I looked around for the perfect show, and I saw Maroon 5 had started the Residency again, and it was perfect. It was perfect. I remember I saw it maybe a year and a half ago, the first time they came around on the Residency. Look, I was going to say I'm not a Maroon 5 fan. That's not true. I'm a big fan of them. They're super talented. But I have never in my life gone on YouTube when I'm working and say, play Maroon 5 playlist or play Maroon 5 greatest hits. I've never getting dressed in the morning told Alexa to play Maroon 5. I've never actively gone out to listen to Maroon 5. But somehow, and I've said this before with other bands, I know every single lyric to every single song they sing. How's that possible? There's no radio anymore. It's not like it comes up on the radio all the time. I never listen to just random radio. I don't know how it's possible, and that's a testament to this band and to the songs that they wrote and how fucking huge their hits are. They're huge. Their songs are so big, and there's so many of them. I think they're actually an underrated band after seeing them last night again. Let me get into it. The show is at Park MGM. That's the old Monte Carlo Hotel. I can't believe I'm still saying that. It's been a while since it was Monte Carlo. But in my head, that'll always be Monte Carlo. It's a great showroom. It's a great theater. It's got to hold probably 3,000 or 4,000 people. I can't tell you for sure. It's not huge. It's not tiny. But one thing I know for sure, and I tell this in all my reviews, just stay in the center of that venue. Don't buy seats all the way at the end. You're going to be tempted to because they're cheaper, but there's something weird about that shape. When you sit on the side, you really feel like you're on the side. So if you can, try to stay in the middle, even at the fourth level. Middle's better. Fourth level's not that far. I've sat there before. It's great. We sat in 306. We had the first row of the section, which I loved. It was great. I've never sat in those seats before because you have nobody in front of you. There's a little rail there. It just felt super comfortable. We were 306 row, maybe G. I don't remember. I paid. I'm trying to remember if I bought them resale or not. It was about $175 a ticket. So you do the math on that. I think probably cost me around $400 with all the fees. It's fucking Ticketmaster fees. But it was worth it for 1,000 reasons. It was worth it because the seats were great. I really loved those seats. Super comfortable. I loved it because Maroon 5 is pretty sensational. And I loved it that I got to watch the look in somebody's eye experiencing live music. You can't beat it. Let me get into the set list. Show starts 8:15 on the dot. They came out pretty much on time. And they don't fuck around, man. I don't even know how you write this set list because every song that they have is massive. It's not like, oh, let's do those big hits at the end. They're all big hits. Animals, One More Night, This Love, Stereo Hearts, which he did with Gym Class Heroes, Harder to Breathe, Lucky Strike. That might be the only song I didn't know. Sunday Morning, what a beautiful song. What a great song. Payphone, Monster, What Lovers Do, Makes Me Wonder. He did a cover of Let's Dance by David Bowie while he introduced the bands. He did a little bit of a Prince, I Want to Be Your Lover, Heavy, a PJ Morton song, Maps. Then he did this video interlude. So his older brother Jordan, who he calls Jordy, was there from the beginning. It's he was instead of being in the band, he was their manager, and he was, other than their talent, he's the one that they credit their success to. He was Adam's older brother. Another fun fact about Adam that I always love is the actor Jonah Hill and Adam Levine and Jordan Levine, their fathers were good friends in New York, and they both moved out to LA together, and their kids were friends. So you have, imagine your dad's friend. I mean, Adam Levine, Jonah Hill were good best friends growing up as little kids, and they both had enormous success, which I always thought was very interesting. Anyway, back to Jordan. So his older brother Jordan was the manager of the band, very involved in their success, and he died suddenly. I think he was 50 or something like that, out of nowhere. So they did a little video, a tribute to him, which I think is beautiful. Then he sang that song, Memories, I love that song. He was so emotional. He gave a little speech before, kind of about how life is short and cherish every moment type of thing. And he just went into just him and the microphone, Memories, crowd stopper. You're already at the point in this show where your already head is like going, Jesus Christ, these guys have so many songs. And then he fucking slays you with Memories. Then he goes, Don't Want to Know, Love Somebody, Moves Like Jagger. And then he did a cover of Bee Gees' Staying Alive, which is great. He's got that high-pitched voice, so he's able to pull it off really well. Then he came back out. And this is, again, I'm torn on this because this is my favorite song. She Will Be Loved, I think, is a masterpiece of a song. I remember when it came out. It's a great song. He chose this part of the show to go into the crowd, which is, I always like that. I think it's nice. It's a very homey feeling. He literally goes into the crowd and he sings it from there. But there was a lot of stopping. It's him and a guitar player, and they just go, the two of them, with an acoustic guitar. And they play it acoustic, and he shows off his voice, and they show off the guitar, and they show off the song. But it breaks up the song because he's talking in between the verses and stuff, which I don't like. It's a give and take. I like the feeling it gives the crowd. It makes it this home feeling. It makes it like we're all in his living room just chilling out, having a good time, playing some music. There's a connection there that happens, which is important, and it's awesome. But it also takes away from the beauty of that song just hearing it straight on stage. But it's fine. I'm not complaining. It was great. Then he did Girls Like You, and then he did Sugar. So, I mean, look, this is a perfect Vegas show. I'm sorry, even if you're not a massive fan, and I'm a fan. I'm not a massive fan, but you're going to go to Vegas. They're here at Residency. They come and go a couple times a year for a couple months at a time. You're not going to get a better show with that many hits. I mean, that is like start to finish. Just about every song. And their music is fun. It's not dark. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. It's got his moments. He is super talented. The band is super. Adam got everything from God. He's one of those guys. He's a very good-looking guy. You can't deny it. He's a very charming guy with a great personality. He's a very bright guy, it seems to be. And he's an incredibly talented singer. He's an incredibly talented guitar player. The guy just got everything, every gift, and he used it for good. He seems to be a pretty positive guy in this world. So it's a great little show. I highly suggest it. Scale of 1 to 10. Gosh, it's pretty good, man. I'm going to give it a 9.65. That's probably even a little low. I can't give everything 9. I'm so lucky in this town. Every show I see is like A+, A+, A+ artist. And I get to these reviews and I'm like, dude, everything's like a 9.7 to 9.9, 9.8. It's not my fault. I just happen to be seeing great shows over and over again. But that's pretty much it. Maroon 5. It's an affordable show. It's not too expensive. You get everything you expect. You get everything you think you're going to get out of them. And you get hit after hit after hit. And perfect show to take my friend to. I kept looking over at her during the show, and she was beaming. Beaming is an understatement. Just this, it's like we got another one in our cult of live music. You just got to take people to the right shows at their first couple shows, and then that's it. They're hooked for life. So I'm happy I was able to do that for her. I'm happy I was able to review this if it helps anybody. And thanks for listening. I appreciate it, and I will see you at the next show. Bye-bye.